ask other questions.
Go for it. Go.
Hello, and welcome back to discussing religion with Emil Durkheim, that's that French idiot over there, and Iliade, that would be this lovely Romanian right here.
Oui, bienvenue.
Today, we will be discussing the Japanese art form, one could call a religion, Aikido.
Oui. There were some very interesting things in this religion. There were mats of some sort and a shrine. And did you see that thing that was mounted on the wall? I couldn't quite tell what it was. It had some sort of writing on it.
Astute observation, Durkheim. Nice to see you out of your library. Now you get to experience field work.
Very bush, mon ami. I find that one can learn just as much in the library as doing field work. I must say, c'est très intéressant being out in the field compared to being in a library. It's less lonely.
I spend a lot of time in the library myself, Durkheim, and every once in a while I find it's good for the soul to experience the world.
I suppose I could have learned just as much about totemism now, spending time around those primitives. But that would have required me leaving the comfort of France and spending time among that uncivilized species.
But Durkheim, you can learn so much from Archaic Man, especially in the way it treats religion, the way in which everything is connected back into a cycle. Everything goes back to the first moments of creation. Although on second thought, you who might not want to venture far from home. Those archaic people you call primitives would probably kill you the moment you got off the boat and opened your French mouth.
But Amir, don't you see that all religion is the same? After analyzing and studying totemism in Australia, I can see that all religion is the same. Take that shrine that they use. Clearly, that's the totem of the society or culture that these people worship. Whatever spirit that shrine represents, it's the same spirit these people feel in them, creating a sense of, how you say, collective consciousness. As for the people trying to kill me, I resort to the oldest of French military tactics.
Which is...
running away.
Oh, I have two. I have two. I have two things to say to that. First, you are proving the stereotype of the French being cowards true. Secondly, I will agree with you that all religions are the same in the sense that all people who experience the sacred are experiencing the same sacred power, but each person experiences the sacred power differently through many kinds of hierophany. The sacred reveals itself to each person who practices this strange combination of movements. The shrine, you say, is a totem, is really a hierophany to the people who use it. To some it will be sacred, and to others it will be completely mundane. In other words, the sacred is in the eye of the beholder.
What of those mats there? And those outfits? Surely this is a sacred space on account that whoever these people are, they have taken off their profane or ordinary clothes and put on those white pajamas. And notice how they bow when entering the room, and again getting on the mats. You see, Eliade, the way people interact with society can be described using two terms, sacré et profane. And objects such as those clothes can be sacred because it is possibly part of rites or rituals taking place in here. In there.
Darkheim, once again I agree partially with you. I agree that the space is sacred. When these people bow, they are showing that they are entering a sacred place. This place is separate from the profane world in which these people normally exist. In this place, the people are trying to get in touch with the sacred power. The mats allow even more of hierophany for these people. From the inside to the outside, they experience a minor hierophany. When they get on the mats, they experience even greater hierophany. Each step to the mat gets these people closer to the sacred, back to the beginning of being. This place and the clothes these people wear seem to illustrate my point, that people seek places where they feel more in touch with reality.
I agree, and to the point when you say that it is a hierophany, it's not about going back to the beginning, but as much it's more about becoming one with each other. I noticed that when studying the different clans in Australia, they weren't composed of people who had much in common. Rather, it seems people had composed groups of different ages, heights, and other factors. Yet they believe that once they put on those clothes and enter the mats, all are the same and feel the same spirit that shrine represents. And I was comparing those concepts of what I saw in Australia to what I saw here tonight.
I agree that people feel the same sacred power in similar ways, yet each person experiences the sacred power in his or her own way. One thing you learn about primitives is that they all try to have a center of their world. Everything leads back to the world's creation, to the first moment of it. That shrine there, I believe is called a kamidana, is the center of their world. It is their fixed point at which the sacred reveals itself to the people practicing this religion.
I agree to you. That makes very little sense. People aren't trying to return to the center of the world. You see, the soul is independent of the body. When it decides to leave, it joins the God that totem or shrine represents and enters into the afterlife with the clan members' ancestors. In other words, the soul is just the incarnation of totemism that lives within the clan members. Therefore, in reality, these people aren't trying to go back to the center of the world, but reuniting with the spirit they believe unites them.
Durkheim, I do see where you're coming from. After all, people who are experiencing the sacred in their own way are really only experiencing the one true sacred power in many different forms. These forms are just a person's way of seeing the one true power. They are seeing the center of the world, but the center of their world is their world. Everyone's center of the world may differ, but it all leads back to the one true sacred power.
I agree that it is the same thing, but I wouldn't say it's a sacred power. You see, Iliade, what those people think they are experiencing is a sacred power. But the reality is, what they are really experiencing is a system. The gods of the clan that their shrine or ancestors, that their shrine represents in their ancestors' worship, become manifest in the clan members. Once they believe that has happened, they start forming clans, which will eventually lead into creation of society. Therefore, society becomes formed by the idea of religion.
Once again, Durkheim, your lack of belief in anything other than society blinds you to what everything in religion is about. Consider this. There are many symbols and rituals associated with the moon. These rituals are all different, and yet they are in fact the same thing at their core being. All these rituals at the surface are about the moon, but on a deeper level, these symbols represent the cycle of life and rebirth. The moon is used to measure time in some cultures, and since the moon is always in a constant state of flux, ever-changing, then it is no small leap in logic to assume that the moon represents across many cultures the desire for humanity to escape time and to return to the beginning of creation.
C'est très amusant that you bring up rituals. Going back to the idea of the sacred and the profane for a moment, we have sacred beings and we have profane beings. How do we separate the sacred and profane beings? First, we must realize that sacred beings are already separated beings. This means that they exist outside the context of the profane beings. In order to do this, one creates rites or rituals. For example, those clothes, the mats, the bowing are parts of the ritual acts in the community. It creates a sense of collective effervescence among the clan. In other words, the religion creates society. The rituals help form bonds between members so that it grows closer together, so that they grow closer together. Well, I agree that rituals can help.
Well, I agree that rituals can help help form bonds between people who are experiencing the same profany. But rituals can only get you so far in studying the true nature of religion. Durkheim, dear boy, it is not so much about the rituals as it is about the patterns of symbolism that start to emerge when looking at many cultures. These people who practice this religion follow this pattern as they have a center point to which their worldview is tied. They have a separation for the sacred and the profane, and they are trying to return to the place and time before recorded history, where the world is in a perfect, harmonious balance.
That's a good theory. However, you fail to understand that every religion has a double aspect when it comes to rituals. There are negative and positive rituals. Remember what I said about rituals separate the sacra from the profane. Based off my research, it seems that nothing profane reaches the sacred. So if that's the case, then how can one mix the sacra et le profane in order to go back to a certain point in history? It simply cannot happen, Eliade.
It can't happen. It can't happen. Anything that one considers profane can become sacred from a religious perspective. Maybe if you actually spent time in church or temple, you might begin to understand that not everything about religion can be put into a sociological perspective. Ever hear the phrase, preach what you practice? The other end is what you need to do. You need to practice what you preach. Go experience religion, instead of just making a theory of it. Travel more.
I find no basis to travel more since I've already concluded that religion creates a society. So why should I go to a temple or church to experience collective effervescence when I can do that in a bar? Then again, this religion does seem rather interesting. Shall we partake in the rituals?
Yes, we shall.
It's balance is very important to people.
So down to this room.
And now we bow to each other.
Yes, Durkheim.
Okay. Now what?
Come at me.
Okay. Ouch. You know, I think we'll try to go back to my books now.
And this is what happens when you put two college kids in charge of role-playing two 19th century religious theorists.
Well, I don't think Durkheim was 19th century. I think it was more like 18th century.
Is it 17? Was he in the 1700s or the 1800s, Josh?
Pretty sure it was in the 1800s, but Eliade was in the 1900s. So it was 20th century.
In both 19th.
Okay. Point being, all things aside, yeah. So we hope you enjoyed our production, and
It's dedicated to George,
nobody was harmed in the making of this production.
except Josh, but no one cares.
Thank you for watching. Have a splendid day.